folks, welcome to more Colorless Dark Souls. Today we'll be exploring the wonderful painted world of Ariamis, which is kind of interesting because there is no paint, because really it's just textureless shapes. But it's still a really cool area, so let's check it out. Hopefully we won't get invaded right off the bat, because it's a fun place. And wham! Probably switch to my little speedier sword here. It's kind of weird that I have these two swords, because really there's not that much difference in them, aside from the fact that this one can poke, which is useful. Also, just having distances kind of makes it so that, like, places that are supposed to be dark are not darker than any other place, really. It's just about distance. So that's a neat little quirk. Okay, so let's see. That is super creepy. I don't think I ever actually just peeked over this wall here. That is okay. So yeah, I think lore-wise, this particular place was apparently Ariamis is the painter, and this place was made to store or hide kind of enemies of the state of the king. So it's kind of like a weird prison. And there's lots of bodies hanging everywhere. You can't see it because of the mod, but there's an item on that body. If I had a bow, I could probably snap that rope and get it right now. But I don't, so the game was designed in such a way that I can still get it somewhere else. There's ways to be creative. Hello, Archer. And as is usually the case in Dark Souls, they have you concentrate on an enemy, and then while you're occupied, they distract you with another. Well, they don't distract you, they attack you with another. And that's a really neat aspect of it. Like, even here, there's another archer over there. Arrows are kind of like lazy. You can see them coming from a mile away, but I guess that's good considering. And these enemies, these giant pus bags, they have fire attacks. I will not be able to see them coming. And also they toxify. Yeah, they emit a cloud when killed. So whoops. And toxic is pretty super lethal. So okay, I'm gonna have to find another way of dealing with them. Thankfully, resting at a bonfire takes away all the bad stuff. That was dumb. Should have just taken a pit. Go. So yeah, I think the bloated enemy is kind of the first actual enemy that you kind of have to be careful about killing, which is neat. I'm not sure there's another one in the game that punishes you for killing it. I forget that they're exploding enemies. I mean, at least not in this one. Also, I forget they have fire attacks. Okay, let's see if the big sword can do it. Nope. Okay, this is gonna be a fun little puzzle. Alright. I'm a dummy, I forgot I have a crossbow. Crossbow. Hey, what's up? Hey, Olivia. It's, yeah, we're off into more darkness, but it's not as dark as it used to be. This place is actually pretty bright. Like, distance-wise, and since most of it is outdoors. And you can just see the mountains everywhere else. Get lots of distraction, and this is a really small area, so they really packed it full of enemies and traps and winding around and a whole lot of stuff like that. I seem to recall this was like the demo area. This, like, when they first showed Dark Souls around, it was basically just this area, different boss, different everything, just... But it makes a really neat, nice, and contained demo area. It's a great vertical slice while I get shot in the face. This fella is breathing fire at me. You'll have to trust me. Right, so crossbow lets me deal with them from a distance. I can't really buy any more bolts until I get out of here, though, so that's going to be a neat little challenge. I just need to wrap this up. And 135 bolts or fewer. There's a lot of optional areas, too. It's strange, it's interestingly complex. And you can see the kind of crow demons hanging around everywhere. They really stand out thanks to this mod, because otherwise they kind of blend in. Like, if I turn the mod off for a second, like, they're still kind of there, but the faraway ones, like, they might just, like, camouflage themselves as part of the rock. But here, like, they stand out way more. So I'm here. There's an item in the corner here. And we will get some company as soon as I venture too far. Because that's where the enemy trigger is. At least I thought it was. Huh. They usually come right over. Oh, there. Okay, it was actually in the middle. Okay, these things are way tougher than I remember them. Oh my god. And when they do their little open arm sweep, that is super bad news. Because they're going to try to jump on top of me. And when they do that, they kind of kill me. Probably going with two hands is better. There we go. Yeah, these things are tough. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I managed to get out of bed. I don't recommend it. So this place is kind of a dead end, but there is a tiny little ledge here that you can fall down, and you get the dried finger. Dried finger being mostly a PvP, well, primarily a PvP item. Primarily, it's completely a PvP item. All it does is it resets your invasion counter. So, because in this game, again, this is not explained anywhere. When you get invaded, there's a certain amount of time that must pass before you can get invaded again. Kind of a safety measure, so you won't get constantly invaded by folks. So using the right finger resets this to 0, so you can use it and then get invaded right away. It's for, you know, PvP minded players who just want to keep getting invaded and fighting. There's also another item related to PvP on this in this area. So it's really like, it's a side area, but it rewards players who explore by giving them more multiplayer opportunities. Which, I don't know, I think that's cool. It's neat that they kind of gave this a thematic. And it also kind of means that PvP stuff was hidden away by the king because he didn't like it. So that's neat. Alright, now we have a nice little ledge-like bridge here. It's very open, getting attacked. And the ground below, there's like this spiky thing here. It's all really, really mysterious. However, what the game doesn't really tell you is that fall is totally survivable. At level 1 you might die, but at pretty much any other point you're good. So you can totally come here and start exploring here if you want. And that's cool. It's, again, you're being rewarded for exploring. I might forget some items here because I can't, I don't see the lights that the items go. Produce. That is a well into a place that will kill me, because that is not the right way to approach that particular area. And look at that thing. Now, if you look at it closely enough, and thanks to the mod, you can more or less see like the silhouettes. You see, it's kind of like a bunch of folks with shields. And as soon as I approach, okay, now they activate. Now they are in fighting mode. And they're gonna like throw their. Oh, there's a buddy here. Now they wander, they have shields, they're good at defense, and they throw spears. However, there was a gate that was closed here, and now it's open. So now we have an easy shortcut to get back here, and a bunch of... Okay. I can two-shot them. But that takes all my stamina, which means I can't block, which means I'm vulnerable to all the other ones. So this is a game about getting through their shield. Or, no, behind their shield. And there's a ton of them. If you're like a mage, you can plink at them. If you're a pyromancer, you can like throw big fire in the bunch and get rid of a ton of them at once. What I'm going to do, though, is at least get rid of most of them, because I want them to be out of the way for what's coming next. Hopefully I'm not going to die. That was super close. Thankfully there's a spot here. Finding cover. Finding cover, choosing the engagement points, and whittling away at the enemies. Interestingly enough, I can't see the spears once they throw them. I think these enemies are called phalanxes, which is a callback to the first boss of Demon Souls. Which was essentially, they were slimes with shields and spears, and kind of did the same thing. So interesting that they kept the same concept, but totally redesigned the enemy to give it a wholly different meaning. Now this is more like a twisted, formerly human enemy So that's really neat. Getting some connection troubles. Hopefully this will solve it. Hey, if we get weird notices, I'm still recording, so that's going to be cool, but they might be little hiccups, but hopefully we'll be good now. We're almost done with mopping up these phalanxes, and afterwards we're going to be in for a treat. Combat in Dark Souls is really interesting because it's a lot about managing stamina. You can't do everything you want all the time. You have to manage your resources. And it makes the big weapons interesting because not only do they take a time to attack, they also take a lot of stamina, so you can't do a lot of attacks back to back. Alright, so time to venture forth a little bit into this pile of fun. It's very, very welcoming. Couple of enemies still patrolling. Oh, one has spotted me. Probably shouldn't be wasting my ults. Hold on a second. And back. Something here. Acid Surge. Again, acid... What acid does is corrodes equipment. And when your equipment is completely damaged, it stops functioning. Acid is pretty much useless against the general enemies of this game. It really does not do a lot, if anything. However, it's a great PvP tool. So again, we have a very, very PvP-minded arena. No, just can't make it over that ledge. There we go. So, no PvP area would be complete without an extra little something. I said an extra little something. There we go. You get invaded by Dark King Jeremiah here. That guy. With the very, very telltale giant head thing from Demon Souls, which makes a reappearance. I think they try to make it to put it in every Souls game. He's a pyromancer and will try to like burn me to a crisp if I don't stop him. Pillars of fire are erupting everywhere now. Okay. He also has a whip that makes me bleed. I guess that's more for the character than for the actual usefulness. Got humanity and his notched whip. And his equipment will now be available elsewhere since I defeated him here. That's a pattern you see from a lot of invading NPCs. So it's good to actually be human in some parts of Dark Souls, just so you get invaded And then once you defeat the invaders, you get their equipment. So it's a neat little touch. It makes it interesting because it rewards players who are consistently human and, like, willingly or not engaged in the PvP just by being targets. But it means that they also have the possibility of discovering new things. And in a game like Dark Souls, it's good. It's a game about discovery. It's a game about learning, finding out cool things. And destroying pews. Think this door is locked? It's locked. So what we want to do is open this door. Oh, it's open. Never mind. Oh, it's a white light door. Okay. That door. There's a door on the other side here. And this one needs a mechanism to be opened. Some contraption. So we're going to need to figure out where that is. But we also have a lot of stuff to explore up here. And I think I may have skipped another part of it too, because up there is a bit of a battle. So I might want to do that later. Oh, there it is. So a neat little area with 2 different ways to go. Okay, that goes down. That area is going to be a challenge. I'm not sure, like, I'm gonna die repeatedly. So I might as well put my humanity to good use and... Whoops. They're kind of invincible while they're jumping over, which is a bit of a questionable decision, but okay. And hey, that thing. Now we can finally cut it down. So I guess we have no choice really but to go down. So let's see if we can survive whatever's down there. And they're actually easier to see now. Because normally they're really, really hidden in the darkness. But, up there. You see them? Most fearsome enemies in Dark Souls. Bone wheels. They might not look it like just by looking at them, but when they spin, they do a ton of repeated attacks, and that will like kill you real quick. So you have to be real slow and real careful here, and only engage one at a time. Having some good poise is also really important in this area. Alright. One thing I like to do when I don't know what's behind me, after defeating an enemy, I immediately turn around and raise my shield. Just, okay, good. We're good. You can try to play chicken with them and like attack them to kill them before they hit you, but that is a very risky proposition. And I'm wearing that like a skirt. Okay. They can also be found in the catacombs, which is where I guess most players encounter them first. This is kind of an optional area. Oh. So, pretty much cleared this room. And it's hard to see now, but if I turn the mod off for a sec, the ceiling here is cracked and there's like a big plume of light there too. So they're kind of there to give you a clue. The clue's not the corpse, but this small wheel, which just happened to be there. Now the statue turns. I have to say though, this mod makes every single kind of door opening animation really cool. Yeah, depending on your monitor, this might be really hard to see it. I have a relatively bright monitor, so I'm not sure if there's like brightness options to the actual stream. It used to be darker when I messed with the settings, and that was a terrible idea. Oh, by the way, there's a hidden passage here. Because, you know, why not? And these passages are incredibly dangerous because they might be hiding bone wheels, like this one. Yeah, they will pretty much wear you down. Alright. Fighting them in these small, closed corridors is very, very freaky. Oh, there's another passage. Alright. There we go, that's the key I wanted. We can explore more. There's like a certain pyromancy that can be found elsewhere, but let's not. Let's just go. There's really no need to spend any more time here than you need to. And now we're back to the actual place that looks better. That little place over there, by the way, that just sends you into those tunnels, right next to one of them. So it's usually something that kills you right away. And this key opens this place up, which is super dark and hard to see. Again, this mod can offer some like real challenges. But I mean, it's a challenge I kind of set for myself, so. Ah, God. That was dumb. Do I still have the good stuff? Yes. Alright, I had something for the toxic. Cool. Hey! And that's cool. Grabbing weapons I will never use because Dark Souls, and I'm a completionist. Okay. There's another one of them. Oh, there he is. I need to get the hell away so I can heal. Oh, and hey, look who's here. I'm in trouble. I'm in big trouble. Alright. Okay, where is he? Still there. Can I actually reach him with the crossbow? Yes, I can reach him with the crossbow. Alright, good. I have no health. Hopefully there was only one of them that was coming down. Because right here, we'll get the Dark Ember, which lets you make occult weapons. And occult weapons are better against the gods. Again, a recurring theme. This is the place where they cast out the things they didn't want to deal with. The things that were dangerous for them. It's going to be an interesting fight. I really wish I could heal right now. But, yeah, I might just go back, because this is the annex. I just opened this, so it's not a big deal to come back here. So I think I'll do that. Because, you know, like, run to fight another day. That's entirely valid in Dark Souls. Actually more valid than other strategies. Also, that's right, I cut down that corpse, which should be here. There we go. And had a humanity. Because you might need help here, so that's a good thing to put. Alright, that's right, I got like a ton of souls, which I should probably use. More health, always good. Yeah, let's, you know what? I should also, like, start adding more strength. So my hits hit a little better. There we go. Whoops. Always good when you catch them while they're attacking. That's really, really satisfying. Alright, so let's go back to the annex. Again, so long as I don't get too close, the phalanxes don't activate, and they won't spread away and start... I picked the wrong door. Because I'm a dummy. Oh, there, now they're active. But I'm gone. And we're back here. Oh, that's quick. Oh, and he's just leaving, so I'll just let him leave. Now, oh, hello. There we go. And that's also, oh god. Again, I shouldn't have left him just be there. They even made a different sound for when you shoot someone in the face with a bolt. And that's always really, oh god. Alright. Not fighting them here. That's a terrible idea. Maybe they'll attack me and then fall off. That would be cool. But it didn't happen. Oh well. Thankfully, with this Y-hander, I can just keep on smashing them to the ground. That's what makes it a really good weapon. And you can get it right away. Just you can't use it right away, but you can get it pretty quick. Now, that hole will kill you if you fall into it. Whoops. Didn't know they could just call for help. That's new. Also really interesting when your basic animations just get caught on a corpse and send it everywhere. So one thing I used to really just kind of kick flip a corpse into the air. Which are things you really only do in Dark Souls. So it can go here now, which is above the area we spotted earlier. And this gives us the Velka set, which is neat. It's interesting. It has some elements of style, and I think it also lets us drop down here, which gives us some other stuff. Right here. So it's a fun little area. And you can see like an enemy, just like a couple enemies, they're just waiting here. And that looks pretty far down. I think I can jump here though. Yep, made it. Okay, and then I can jump down. But there's probably a yeah, there's a stairwell. Why jump down when you don't need to, really? Is there something cool down there? You know, Dark Souls 2 really went very far with the idea that enemies drop armor sets. In Dark Souls 1, they were way more lenient with it, and fewer enemies dropped armor sets. They tended to drop other kinds of equipment. Now, here we have the Painting Guardian set, which is a really neat looking set. I really love that one. It's one of my favorite just light set, because it's also really good against magic. And this is terrifying. Alright, smash him up, back away, kill him. Alright. And grab the stuff. Crossbows are really underrated. They're exceedingly useful in this game. And there's Egg Vermifuge here, because why not? I guess it's good, because if you're stuck here with an infestation, there's not a lot you can do to get rid of it, so it's probably a little bit of kindness that they put here. And, okay, this is here. And unless I'm mistaken, yeah, here is the other side of that bridge we were on way back when. So hey, we did a full loop. We're back here now. Yeah, the enemies I've been fighting are actually, they're not skeletons with back. They're actually folks with big squishy heads. And they're pretty disgusting. It's kind of like their heads turned inside out and was filled with pus. I'll turn off the mod just so you can see one. Yeah, look at that. That is not a happy camper. Oh, there's another one. Okay, yeah, there's a... Alright, and a bit of a pickle here. Thankfully, I killed at least one of them, so I'm in not as much danger, but yeah, they're going to be coming around. Also, hey, another one here, which I'll be able to grab later. Yeah, a lot of enemies in Dark Souls are like really disgusting or dismaying or depressing, but they're not like, they're not happy campers. Excuse me, thank you. Alright, and now we go here. Speaking of depressing, this thing, let's look at it. Let's get a great big look. Oh, hey, thank you, Mageling. So, oh my god. Oh god. Okay, so yeah, stuff is going on here. That is... Now we have a zombie to deal with. And if you look in the back, that's its lower half. It kind of just ripped itself in half as it like went down here. You can't see it, but it's vomiting slime all over. I think I'm in a safe spot. I seem to recall the idea was you let it breathe here, and then you get to the legs, and then you get the heck out. It's really weird to be doing these fights without actually... Oh god! Without actually seeing it. Yeah, it's poisonous also, because of course it's poisonous. So lesson learned, only one hit, and then you go. These enemies in Dark Souls, like, the great thing is they're really terrifying. Like, the main reason they're scary is because you don't know what they're gonna do, and it's really hard to predict what they're gonna do. But once you know, like, knowledge is extremely powerful in Dark Souls, because like I know what this enemy does. Sometimes it can surprise me, but not often. And I know the pattern, and once I know the pattern, the rest is execution. Some enemies, like some bosses, especially the more mobile bosses, there's really like not a, like, you can know the pattern perfectly, but you still have to deal with it. and there's more like the boss fights with more reflex into them. Those are really more difficult. But this one is mostly just execution, and I have a lot of time to recognize what he's going to do and then act on it. But a later fight like Artorias is going to be really interesting because Artorias does not let you, like, doesn't give a lot of time to determine what he's doing. So I can pick up an item here. Oh, there's a corpse here. Blood Shield. Blood Shield is a terrific item. I think it might be an upgrade to my current shield. Blood Shield. It's less stable. Better against lightning, not good against fire. However, it boosts all of my resistances way up. It's like really good for that. So it's a neat item to have. And here we have the hindquarters. It doesn't do anything. You can hit it, you can't kill it. It's just a pair of legs. However, if you do a jumping attack, it stands up and lets you pass under it. That is completely random, serves no, like it's, how could you know this? That only that specific attack with any weapon will actually do this. It's really weird, but it lets you pass under it and you skip the whole area below here, which is a bit of a small grind against enemies. So that's another really befuddling design decision, but hey. Maybe they wanted to do something else, and at the last minute says, whatever, just do this. And okay. I'm not going to question that. So we're back here. So now might be a good time to finish exploring the top part of this, and then we can leave the painted world. We're pretty much done. Now if I could only remember how to leave the painted world. Or actually, how to get up to that part. There. Oh, here. Lot of crow demon here. Also, if you play it right, they will throw themselves off and kill themselves. So that can be a successful strategy, I guess. But I really like the whole, like, take a step back and smush it. Also, there's an item on the ledge somewhere. I forget where it is. I think it's there. I think I see the corpse there. Yep, there it is. Like, that's a pretty good view, right? With trees and... like, that's a good-looking area. Covered in snow and... Also, check out this helmet. I like the fact that you can turn this mod on and off because there's some, like, really cool vistas in this game. And look at that, now you can see the tower at the end. There's probably something interesting there. And there we go. The red sign substone. You can leave a summon sign and the person who summons you gets to fight you. Which is something, I guess. Alright, the rest is jumping puzzles, so let's homeward boat. Alright. Again, racked up a bunch of souls. More strength. Ah, this is bringing back memories. Okay, make up your mind. Right, now to exit this place. I don't actually have to fight these folks, I can just keep going. And if you'll recall, I cut down a corpse earlier. And on it was a humanity, because humanity. Now we can just go right through. Because at the end is the exit. However, this part has a lot of enemies hanging off the side, and some archers. It's a treacherous little corridor. This archer is super annoying. These two archers will keep like hitting you over and over and over again. It is really, really aggravating, but there's not a lot you can do about it. I think the next one is where you have hangers-on who will... Yeah, they're there. They're a bit too far to actually hit... Oh no! Got one at least. That archer. He's gonna die so much. Alright. And now, one of these guys. I like your armor, buddy. With the great swords, they're a bit more aggressive. The mace folks tend to take their time more. And he had a great axe he wasn't using, so cool. So we just need to be careful not to fall off. Look again at the terrifying, terrifying void around us. Oh, sorry to hear that, Olivia. You'll make it. I believe in you. And now we traverse the white light. Because of course there's a boss. However, this boss you can talk to. I'll turn off the mod for a sec because I really love her design.
Who art thou? One of us thou art not. If thou hast misstepped into this world, plunge down from the plank and hurry home. If thou seekest I, thine desires shall be requited not.
So she is really, really cool. I think her name is Beatrice. She's essentially, from my understanding, she's essentially half dragon. But like, actually like, more of a, like, dragon with, white dragon with fur, so, white dragon with fur, remember that for later. But her design is like really, really, really neat. And also like, as with any dragon, if you cut off the tail, you get a weapon. But the great part about Beatrice is that she doesn't want to be disturbed. She will actually just let you go if you don't want to fight her. So you can just go. So goodbye. We don't have to kill everyone in Dark Souls. I like how your character like this. Okay. Meanwhile, I'm trying to open this can. Oh, God. I'm not good at opening cans. I'm really terrible at it. Yeah, there's a great video of like Beatrice saying like just plunge from the plank, okay, and then character like just walks off and dies. For some reason, like the cutscene didn't activate. So they bring us back out of the painting with the homeward bone, and all the enemies are there, but they're facing away, so they don't notice us immediately. And if I use the homeward bone, I'm going to be cast back to the first bonfire of this place. So they're nice. They're not completely terrible. Yeah, like it's, you know, with time, like upper body strength isn't what it used to be, but I was never really good at opening cans. Now I am downright terrible at it. I'm really, really not good. Oh, that's right, he can backstab. Whoops. That was a badly timed attack. One thing I really like, though, is the fact that, like, oh, got this urge. Attacks and projectiles really, really, like, they're fair. Like, at some point I was hunched down during an attack, and the knife just flew over my shoulder and didn't hit me. That is cool. That is fair. That makes for nice little, like, combat experiences. See, again, a couple of knives flew over me. And I love the fact that the shockwave of those big attacks stuns them for a bit. It can actually, like, if you just misjudge a blow, you could still be okay. So is that it? Any more of them? No? Okay, good, let's go. Oh, no. That was a knife. Oh, you're gonna be annoying, aren't you? Okay. And this giant contraption. This really, really interesting thing that is really just only valid for certain ways, but hey, there's totally something here, because this whole apparatus is actually like, it's kind of two access points at once. There's like one at the top and then the one at the bottom, and they're both always doing something. So if I think this pushes it down. There we go. If I push it down further and then go to the very bottom one, then we get something. Now we have access to this strange little place. And you have the statue of Gwyn, the king, and a corpse, who has ring of the sun's firstborn. What does this ring do? Pray tell. Oh, it boosts miracle. Okay, makes miracles stronger, which is good. I think this is the only item in the game that actually does this. So a lot is talked about the Lord Gwyn's firstborn, the god of war, who was cast out of history, more or less. And it used to be another character, like, I believe in the original game it was supposed to be Andre, who had a very more active role in the game, but that kind of changed, so there's a lot of speculation that Solaire is actually the king's firstborn. That's interesting. There's never been really confirmation, I think, so it's all conjecture, but this game has really, really fun lore that you can really explore. Fun lore to explore. And up next is the hardest part of the game. I say this a lot. It's probably not going to be the last time I say it, but this next part is incredibly hard. Alright, let's do this. Oh, I'm a dummy. Alright, let's do this. And then she just throws herself off a cliff. Yeah, this, shrouded in this kind of fog, this place is super eerie now. Because normally it's all big and majestic and sunny. Now it's just like, wow, it's really mysterious. I might get invaded here. That's... Oh, you know what? It's gonna take a little bit of time. I'm gonna boost the bonfire downstairs. Because I have humanity to burn, and up next is a place I might die multiple times, so now's a good time to spend it. Oh, I'm already getting invaded. Huh. Nope. That is a dirty trick that you probably shouldn't do, but when you're getting invaded, anything works. I just want to kill the thing. Thank you. Alright. Because it's a hassle, I'm going to have to go back up, and this isn't now. Okay, sorry. I really don't like to do this to avoid getting invaded, but sometimes I'm just... It's not going to be a fun stream for me to just, like, let's just play elevator action for a bit, and... No. We got places to go. This is also a very popular invasion spot, and you'll probably see why in a bit. So this place, look at that. That is pretty intimidating. Okay, we got giants. Typical strategy, only get noticed by one at a time. They have ridiculous reach. Come on, come on. Grr, I hate missing. But if you manage to get behind their shield, that's great. Sadly, once you get their shield, you can buy it someplace, you don't get the amazing invincibility it provides. I mean, it's a pretty good shield, don't get me wrong. There we go. Whew. Yeah, they're not friendly giants. There is a friendly giant, though. There is totally a friendly giant. I'll introduce you to him. He's just sweet. And also, the design of this place is amazing because look, big huge door, smaller door into it. This place is made for giants and humans. This is where the king is. And admittedly, based on all the statues, the king is pretty freaking huge. The giant, the gods, they're all huge. But humans are also kind of part of the picture. So, and like if they come here on pilgrimage or to worship or to do any other kind of thing, they kind of need to interact. And that's why you see here you have, I'm actually going to turn the mod off for a second. You have tiny steps for humans, big steps for giants. And that's really, really cool. What is less cool is getting invaded, but that's alright, it happens. Probably just gonna get this over with. Oh, there he is. Cool. We wave and off we go. Trying to shoot me. Oh, okay, yeah. Hey, congrats, you poisoned me. Oh, and toxic too. Alright, cool. Why not? However, one thing that happens in this game, if you get poisoned and then you get toxic, the only one of them actually works. So the poison is the first one, so the toxic, which is more effective, doesn't actually do anything. And died, absolutely. So I got parried, but you know, it happens. This is PvP, I'm not made for PvP. And we're back here. Cursory check. All is good. Wasn't cursed. Wasn't bug. Everything's good. We can just go back up, pick our souls up, and keep on going. Give me just a moment. And back. Thank you for your patience. Yeah, like I've played PvP characters. That was fun. What? I don't know. I think I would like PvP more if it wasn't so one-sided. I mean, that fight wasn't so bad, but like, Dark Souls is based on equipment primarily, and it's pretty easy to make a character that level-wise is pretty low, but equipment-wise is incredibly, like, dangerous. So, very rarely do you actually, like, fight someone of your own skill level. You're usually fighting someone who is, like, dedicated to exterminating people like you. So, not the most fun experience. When you do manage to kill an invader, though, oh my god, do you feel good. So I guess it's Dark Souls-y in that respect. Nope, hit the shield. Also, the big door is open to the right, so I can't run past these guys. Because they will follow me through the big door. There we go. So I'll just grab my soul, which is thankfully visible thanks to a glitch, but which I can't find now because I guess I'm a dummy. I'm here. There it is. That jump is so annoying. You're invincible for a few moments when you roll, so mastering the timing is really important, especially if you're making like an agile character. Maybe you're making like a buffed up shield person, not that important. Not a big deal. Okay, so we are near the sides of this place. I think that's a door that I can open. That is not, nope, it's not, it's just a wall. It could be a door, I can't tell. Now we have these fun friends. Yeah, they have lightning attacks. And the one in the back, if I do it right... There we go. You can just knock him right off. There we go, okay. And now begins the path of pain. This is the trickiest part in Dark Souls. Once you're past this, you can do anything. Oh, good. It's great that one of them decided to just jump off a cliff. Okay. Now, all we need to do is, like, the bonfire is really close. We just need to go up here, up to the top, turn to the right, just go around, and it's there. However, we have two archers with great bows sniping at us the entire way. Get hit, you get like pushed back a ton. You do not want to get hit, especially since this part has no radar. And that's it. That is how you succeed. It is really tricky to do this. It took me many times. This has been an obstacle for many players. This is the point you give up. Also, this is where many invaders will just hang out and wait. And as soon as you come around the corner, they just just push you off. Because Dark Souls. But hey, we made it. Made it to Anor Londo. A spooky place full of doors. And knights and enemies and giant staircases. This place looks really, really more intimidating without any textures. But here's the bonfire. Now everything is good and well again. And I'm gonna reverse hollowing and boost this bonfire, even if it means I get invaded and killed, it's alright. Now we have a 10 bonfire. And Solaire is over here. We can talk to him. But I'm not going to talk to him, because if I don't talk to him here, I get to save him later. So I'm going to forego physical contact for now. Or social contact, I should say. I don't have to touch him. That is really cool that I can just two-shot these guys, though. That is a nice thing to know. So this place is full of two things. Knights and mimics. And these knights are like, if you learn to parry them, you're gonna be good. Otherwise, you better have a backup plan. My backup plan involves shooting them in the face with crossbows. Also, neat little place. There's a window here, and you can see there's a room here. There are no windows like this anywhere else in the game. Just this part. And you open this door. There's just like a storage room. With literally nothing in it. And a fireplace. And the fireplace reveals the hidden room that you could see here. So again, it's all about observation. They let you know stuff. They don't just like... They don't just hide stuff for the sake of hiding stuff. There's a reason behind it. And now, here, we have a ton of chests. So we have a bunch of chests here. One of them is a mimic. Can you guess which one? Nope. 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 So that is Havel's equipment, which is pretty much the best in the game. Regardless, armor-wise, nothing comes close to it. And we have this little thing with the chain pointing towards us. Oh, also interesting thing. Do I have any? Lloyd's Talisman. You throw this on someone and they can't heal for a bit. But throw it on a mimic and it opens its terrifying mouth, and you can just pick the item inside. It's kind of like it makes it go to sleep. You can still kill it afterwards if you want to. It's just not going to drop the item afterwards because you already killed it. But it gives you souls. I'm gonna need to make it like a break image for my stream at some point. Doesn't up. That's right. In the grand tradition of shortcuts in Dark Souls games, you need to go down a specific path, but eventually you will open up side paths that lets you like skip certain more difficult areas, or just get stuff done quicker. Now these are all mimics here. Not gonna waste any time. And they have money. I guess offerings for the gods. That's what makes sense. There's an archer at the end of the hallway here, just archering. Whoops. It's not a thing I wanted to do. Never get grabbed by that. You can guess what happens. Alright. So... bunch of dragon heads here. Like, there was hunting going on here. Head ahead, indeed. And I think they reuse this head for the head of the drake. Or that's one of the drakes, like we saw on the bridge way earlier. And hey, how are you? They do shield bashes sometime, and that's really neat. And that's a statue. You can snipe it from here if you're a mage. Alright, stuff is happening. Give me just a minute. We will take a very short break, and I will be right back. Alright, all good. Next time I'll have like some sort of temporarily out thing. I'm still new to OBS. But okay, we are there. Eventually, this is where we want to go. That little bridge thing there, that's where we're headed. But we need to do a bunch of things before we can get there. Or I could just skip. There's a jump you can do to skip ahead, but I kind of don't want to do that. Oh, I'm getting invaded. Mr. Backer! Mr. Backer has invaded me. Mr. Backer, who is extremely popular with all Kickstarter organizers. Oh, it's you again. I'm just really like going back near the bonfire so I can easily get my stuff back once the invader kills me. There we go. Done. Of course. Indicting actually has a purpose. It makes it so that where did I leave my soul? She wonders. It's usually like 5 or 10 seconds behind. I'm actually just going to turn it off so I can tell where it is. Where am I? Oh, there it is. I was way off. There we go. So yeah, there's a covenant that you can find actually really close by that essentially lets you invade people who have sinned. So people who have essentially killed NPCs in their game, or who have killed other players by invading them. Indictments kind of rank them up and make them more popular targets. So you indict someone to make sure that they get invaded more often by that covenant, but it never happens because that covenant has a very hard time invading folks. I'm just going to keep pumping into strength. Okay, we were going up. There's a fun character here that we can talk to, and I am really eager to do so. Also, look at this staircase. It's actually a double spiraling staircase. You can only reach half of it at a time, and they both halves reach different floors. Like, this is very intricate design. This is like, it's a relatively short space, but they really direct you up and around and through it in very different ways to make it like last a heck of a lot longer. It's a really cool design. Like, the level designers in Dark Souls, very talented. Wreck this place. Open the door. I see the sword of a knight. I smell the blood of an Englishman. Can I hit him through the wall? Yes! Totally hit him through the wall. And dead. The jumping attack will never bounce off a wall. Regular attacks can totally bounce off a wall, not the jumping one. So hey, Dark Souls tricks. So we have the archer over there, and we have the melee fighter over here. And this is a great sword because I can just like double shot him. Alright, not gonna fight that archer yet because Sigmaier's here. Hey, buddy.
Whatever can be done. Ah, you again.
Me again.
Were you repelled by the Silver Knight? Ah, don't be ashamed. Tis the fate of Vanguard like you and I. I'll think of something. We can overcome this together.
Vanguard. Folks on the front, I believe it comes from the French avant-garde, which have the guard and the forward guard in front of them. So we're going to open this door, and there's going to be a lot of... See, there's another one here. Can't reach him, though. So it's going to be a lot of step in, step out. And hopefully not kill Sigmaier in the process. Because he's important. He's just going to sit there and sleep. break the furniture because it can get in the way. I'm really glad I can just two-shot them with this sword. And there we go. That was easy.
What's on your mind? Wait. You defeated those monsters?
Sure did.
Fantastic. I'm saved. This Knight of Catalina hereby commends you. Take this as a token of my gratitude. I've been warned. Next time, give me a chance to come up with a plan.
This is a recurring theme with Sigma. You're always getting him out of jams, and eventually, he literally has nothing left to live for. I guess the door's here? Okay. Those big arrows. And we get a nice balcony. Look at that. We get a nice view. Really nothing here aside just from that archer. So we still haven't... Like, we did something cool. We got an item for our trouble, and Sigmire has been saved, so Sigmire is gonna keep going. And now we're going there. Some arrows, Dragon Slayer arrows specifically. I always check, there's never anything here, but I always check. Unless there's something there and I'm thinking of another place, but oh. So, up ahead where we want to go. In here, statue. In there, shortcut. So let's shortcut. Hey, buddy. Bye, buddy. And the Silver Knight. So we have Hovel's armor, we have Silver Knight armor. That's pretty much the best armor. Hovel's is like incredibly heavy though. So we can't really go around wearing it everywhere. So there. Hovel's leggings though. Almost. We're really, really close to being able to like wear these. But in the meantime, Silver Knight's stuff is better. Better than steel in pretty much everywhere. We're a little, just a little bit too heavy still though. I can probably just keep on my awesome... that's probably a little bit too much. There we go. Now I got prettier leggings. And now I get to open this door. And we have a... Oh, there. Didn't realize you were here. So now we have a highway to... How are you not dead? Okay. We have a highway to the bonfire now. So now this is getting There we go, more concrete. Now we are in for the last little bit. This giant hallway with giants in it. The black eye orb is quivering. That thing I got. I can do something with it here. But first, I'm gonna flip this switch. What's it do? It opens this giant door. Now we have a path to the other bonfire, so it's all getting pretty easy to get around in this place. Also, there's an archer on the other side of this room, because why not? So that's like stained glass, but this part is broken, so I could exit here. And I'm actually gonna do that now. Carefully. Okay. We get the Dragon Slayer bow, which allows us to also send enemies flying away. It's also pretty much the bow, or one of the couple bows for strength-based characters. And now we are in a bit of a pickle because there's enemies here that I can't really reach from here, and they're going to be trouble. At least I got one, so that's a good start. If I can stunlock these enemies, I will, because they're a handful. Now I can go here and open the little door. So again, all sorts of shortcuts opening up everywhere. Yeah, I know you're there. Oh, actually dodged the second one. Good on you. You're a little bit too good at dodging there, buddy. Alright, enough is enough. That's the disadvantage of having a heavy weapon. You have a lot of wind up on your attacks. Bye. I think there's an item here. Oh, there it is. You can just see the outline of a corpse. Chunks, which are the next big thing for items, and here we have one of my best buddies in the game. The friendly giant. The blacksmith.
Who are you? Forge your weapons?
He can repair stuff, which is nice. He can reinforce stuff, which is great. He also sells cool things. Like the giant shield, which is like really great against a lot of stuff and super stable. The giant armor, which is neat. I can refill up on heavy bolts, which is probably a good idea at some point. But I can buy a large titanite at a discount. So to reinforce my weapon to be plus 10, I need 3 large titanites, so I'm just gonna buy these. So now I have a plus 10 right-hander. And he can take plus 10 weapons and turn them into lightning weapons. Or make boss weapons out of them, if I have the right soul. So any plus 10 greatsword, I think, will be able to turn into some nice greatswords. He can't make them into plus 11 weapons. I can go plus 15. That's Andre, who needs another ember. But that's still pretty good. That's still like a nice service to have. So I think that's pretty much what I want out of him. I'll buy another large Titanite because that's always useful. Can I? Yeah, I can boost my Claymore too. Might as well. Oh, actually, you know what? How's my heavy crossbow? There we go. Alright. See you soon, buddy. So he's fun. All blacksmiths, well, almost all blacksmiths. There's one blacksmith that's hidden and doesn't do this, but pretty much all blacksmiths will be working, which means you can hear their hammer on the anvil. So they kind of let you know where they are. And when you hear the ting ting ting, you're like, oh, there's a blacksmith around. That's cool. Blacksmiths are a big deal in Dark Souls. Alright, so these folks. Now, I'm just going to do a very quick run back to the bonfire. I forget what the most efficient path is. I think it's this one. Because afterwards, we're going for the boss. Alright, let's do this. Okay. You're a bit annoying. And that one guards the chest. He will not leave that spot. So we go here, and then we're just gonna go straight for the bosses. Though, okay, yeah, that's right. We can summon someone here. Let's give that a shot. So we just wait for them to slowly come here. And then I fall off here and off we go. Oh, I'm not human, I forgot. Whoops. Well, no summoning. I'm just going straight for the boss. Let's see if this is possible. Okay, now this is a lot of the... This is one of the most challenging boss encounters in the entire game. There's another one that's really hard, but this one is it. This is where people give up, because you get to fight two people at the same time. If you have help here, it's really good because you can kind of split up. If you don't, you're gonna have a bad time. It's a stupidly challenging fight because you need to manage 2 enemies at once. One of them who has, like, lightning attacks. You can't really ignore one of them. They're both kind of a big deal. I didn't know you could kill him mid-jump. That's cool, though. So, one of them's dead. And the other one is angry. And depending on who you kill, the other one takes his power. So you get to fight a mega version of the other one. So that's fun. But at least there's only one of them, right? Oh, that's right, he can do this. And pierce my guard. That really hurts. Nope. And he can reach past the pillar. So yeah, that's the fun fight. I thought I had it for a moment there. That's a good question, Olivia. I don't know if their health resets. I think it does. I think they go back to full health. I'm not sure though. I think it does because I don't think I have ever beaten this boss by just finishing off the other one quickly. I think it always comes back to like full health bar. So now, I'm human, so I'm gonna summon. There we go. I could summon someone, but I can't really see their sign. However, there is an NPC I can summon, so even an NPC is good in that fight. And also, I'll use the glowing eye orb once I'm done with this fight. I go through here because I want to take care of the archer, because that's the fastest way of doing it without alerting the enemies. There we go. Now, there is Solaire. I kinda don't want to, like, bring him in immediately because... Ow? He can get killed by these guys, which is not something I want. Again, see the foreshadowing here? You're fighting two large opponents at the same time. That's kind of a cool, like, little nod. Like, hey, you should probably prepare yourself for fighting two opponents. Hi, I would really like to be able to do something here. And it's real annoying when they heal themselves. Oh my god. Okay, finally, one down. It takes a chunk of Estus, which is really annoying. Nope. No, you do not. Okay. Hey, Trace. You're just in time for the best fight of the game, so yeah, let's do this. All right, Solaire. Let's do this. I think with Solaire, though, if you want him to be full health when you fight the boss, you need to wait for him to be summoned. And then you need to slowly lead him down the steps. Because otherwise he just jumps off the top and that gives him fall damage, so... yeah. Okay, so we got Solaire. Solaire, where are you going? Let's do this. I sadly don't have Praise the Sun yet. So I kind of want to beat Smuff first. So let's see if Solaire lets me do this. Oh, I was getting invaded too. Nope. You could almost stun lock Smuff if you keep attacking enough. Again, managing stamina. There we go. Okay. In it to win it. We've seen this. Oh, by the way, there we go. Oh, that's mean! Hit me straight out of the cutscene? That is not nice. That is really not nice. Okay, so we got 2 against 1.5 here, so hopefully this is gonna go well. Need to be really careful for his poke. That was dumb. I really need to not be out of stamina when yeah, see? You cannot run out of stamina when fighting Ornstein. As much as I want to do double hits, I need to be wise. That was dumb. Why did I do this? Thankfully, Solaire has my back. And he's just breaking stuff because he can. Having a little tantrum. That's right, he does the butt stomp. He even does the laugh. He does the laugh. And I am out. So... And it's super annoying when he keeps moving around. My favorite thing in this game, finishing off enemies with a little shot. Yes. Whew. Hey, we did it. Thank you. Oh my god. That was really close. I was out of healing items. That was nice. Like, it's always comes down super close and then it just like finishing off with a single shot. And oh, and by the way, you get the Leo ring from Ornstein because he is one of the 4 knights. You don't get it if Smuff is the one who survives. Heart is still beating super fast. Oh yeah, so this strengthens counters with piercing weapons. I think this means that if you parry and then do like front stabs or back stabs, if you do it with a thrust weapon, it's going to be more. It's going to be stronger. Also, now we need to go up. We have elevator with a tiny opening, and on the other side, we have elevator with a giant opening. Again, one path for giants, one path for humans. It's consistent throughout this entire place. Specifically, it's the giants, the gods, have a straight path to this room. Presumably where the king is. And the humans can go everywhere else because it's kind of like upstairs, downstairs stuff. The humans are kind of making sure everything goes well. And we have a bonfire. Oh my god. Yeah, more strength until I hit 40. Whew, that was something. Oh, thank you, Ember. So now I'm really curious to see how this reads with this mod on. And against, like, you see the color filter they add. This is more black and white, and now we get more of a purplish filter here.
Thou hast journeyed far and overcome much, chosen undead. Come hither, child. O chosen undead, I am Guinevere, daughter of Lord Gwyn and Queen of Sunlight. Since the day Father his wounded obscureth, I have awaited.
So Guinevere,
I bequeath.
daughter of Lord Gwyn, person who is actually sitting here, and now we can warp between bonfires. We just got fast travel. That is a big deal. That is a huge deal. You venture like up, and so far from everywhere else, and now you can finally just warp back, because this has been a really long journey. Now we can start warping back, and now we can go to some places that were inaccessible before. So this is a big, like, you've just beaten one of the hardest, if not the hardest fight in the game, and now you have one of the greatest powers. So essentially she's saying, hey, the king's gone, you need to take his place, fill the Lord Vessel with stuff. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Okay, sure, yeah. Thank you, save us from the dark, go light the bonfire. And I could join her covenant, and what that means is I get matched when co-op with other people from similar covenants more easily. There's like 3 good covenants. And also I get special spells that can like mass heal people, and that's really cool. So now I can warp. I can warp to very specific bonfires. Originally, the only bonfires you could warp to were bonfires with a firekeeper, and that's where the firekeepers are important. They handle the special bonfires that you can warp to. In the DLC, they added more paths, just for convenience's sake. But originally, the firekeepers were special because they maintained the warping bonfires. So we can go to a bunch of places now, which is awesome. However, we won't, because we have an orb we need to use. Which is another cool thing. And we need to take care of before we start going back and then start looking at our options, because now the world has opened to us. Time to use the orb. I'm actually just going to put it in one of these slots. Black Eye Orb. So that is used to invade someone. But ow! Not anyone. Specifically the killer of the Firekeeper. And this is the exact same interface you get when you're part of the Dark Moon Covenant, which is the covenant that invades sinners. So you are invading a sinner. If you had, if I had an arrow, if I had a bow with, if I had a bow with poison arrows, I could just peg Lautrec from here and just watch him die from poison. But I don't, so I won't. But yeah, if you, all the Firekeepers that handled special Firekeeper bonfires, I think mostly all of them can be killed. If you kill them, you can still warp to their bonfire, you just can't use it or warp back from it. So, you know, kill NPCs wisely in this game. So he killed the Firekeeper. And now we're gonna get her soul back. Oh hey, now they're all mad at me. Imagine that. So one down. He has Shotel, so he can just pierce through my defenses. However, I can just smash him to the freaking ground. Well, he has buddies though, so smash though. Ah, I almost killed Young. Oh well. So I have an ear, and a ring of favor and protection, and some humanity, and the Firekeeper soul, which is super important. Also, I just did a successful invasion, which means all my stuff is refilled. That's important. All my Estus, if I had spells, all my spells. But yeah, don't kill people indiscriminately in Souls game. You will be punished for it. You will like lose important people. In Dark Souls 2, they kind of did it so that you can kill everyone, but you can like then spend a bunch of souls at their gravestone to talk to their ghost and still get some functionality. So I mean, it doesn't lock you out of the game, but you can. It still costs something, which I guess is useful if it's accidental. If you just set your controller down and that kind of makes you attack someone. And also now, we have Lautrec stuff, so that ring is a really, really interesting ring, the Ring of Favor and Protection. It boosts, look at the stats it boosts. It boosts health by a chunk. Stamina also, a lot. And also equivalent, it's a really, really good ring, and once you put it on, you can never take it off. Because if you do, it breaks. And there's only one of them. So you have to make a choice. Do you sacrifice a ring slot to have better stats, knowing that if you want to take it off, you can never use it again? So that is a really, really tempting item. It's like, I usually don't use it anymore, just because I like having the versatility of two rings. But oh boy, that is a really tempting thing. Okay, so usually I run with the gold ring just so I can have like a more chance of rare items dropping, but this is not my focus on this stream. So hey, we can go anywhere now. Anywhere we desire. Within reason. But we will go to Firelink Shrine first, because that's where we got business. Bonfire's still off. Oh, and hey, look at this.
Well, fancy meeting you here. You did much for me up above. I am grateful. You know, I was thinking the gate, the old fortress. Was that your doing?
It pays to be honest.
Yes, I knew it. It seemed like an unlikely coincidence. Well, am I fortunate? This Knight of Katarina thanks you sincerely. Please, take this as a token of my gratitude.
Yep, the Onion Knight. He's fun.
There you are. I'll be heading down below shortly. There's nothing worthwhile up above. No worries. Venturing is my life. I'm prepared for the worst.
Ah, good old Sigmar. He's cool. He's fun. He's... Alright, yeah, the Firekeeper. We could just return her soul. And now she's back. And we heard the poof of the bonfire coming back.
Thank you.
And now she speaks.
Anastasia, of Astora. Now I can continue my duty as a keeper. But I only hope that my impure tongue does not offend.
She didn't speak before because, like... Actually, like, yeah.
Forgive me. I am impure. My tongue never intended for restoration. Please, if you have any heart, leave me be.
Anastasia. Let's look at her equipment real quick. She has the Dingy set, which is... I love that set. It's like one of my favorites. Smoke and ashes from bonfires have darkened it over the years, so she's been a firekeeper for a while. But specifically, if we look at the skirt, it's thought to have once been the white skirt of a maiden, but its origin is lost in patches of blood. Perhaps its former wearer was maimed to prevent escape. So Anastasia is a firekeeper of the church, presumably, and she was put here, her tongue was cut off, and her legs were broken. And she was literally put behind bars so she could maintain the firekeeper, and she's totally fine with it. That's what she believes, and that is super dark and sad. But by restoring her using this whole quest, you actually make her whole again. But still, she just wants to do her duty and do what she can to help humanity, like, go through this bad phase. And she's kind of a sad character, like pretty much everyone in Dark Souls, but specifically it's really, really dark what happens with her, and it kind of sheds some light on what happens in the church. Yeah, the environments are tricky to navigate. I just know them really, really well. If we get in tight corridors, it's going to be really hard. You should see, I've highlighted and archived everything. You should see the Nighttown one, because I messed with a setting that made everything dark, even darker. And I still made it through, not knowing I had, like, handicapped myself severely. So let's go see Frampt. What's up, Frampt?
Heavens, you have done it. You have retrieved the Lord Vessel.
Yup.
After 1,000 years, it is you. It is really you.
It's been a while. 1,000 years, so yeah, it's Dark Souls. You're always checking out, like, once glorious places that have since declined. And that's a really neat aesthetic.
I assume that you are ready. Now, be still.
That's a fun part. Also remember, the Crestfallen Knight said his breath was lethal, so that's probably not a fun process. And this place is creepy with this mod on. Oh my god.
This is the Firelink Chamber for the successor of Lord Gwyn. Now, place the Lord Vessel on the altar.
Look at this place. With roots of trees, because the whole, like, concept of Lordaeron, at least, is it's kind of a world supported by, like, mystical trees. It's a weird place. So roots are in important places, either really up above or really far below. So let's place this thing. Yes, Trace, one big chomp. Well put. I like that you were just carrying this in your pocket. I had this in my non-existent backpack. This giant thing bigger than me. I was just, like, storing it for a moment. Just imagine there's a giant pillar of light and not a weird visual artifact. And what this does, and see, this part is clever. Oh wow, okay, the mod just makes this whole thing not even load. Oh, that was interesting, because there was a cutscene that showed various places, like, with big yellow walls, and the walls suddenly disappeared, but they didn't load. Oh wow. Oh, so this, okay, this kind of tells you how they did this scene. They just loaded visual assets and didn't actually change the depth map. It was just a visual thing overlaid, but essentially it shows you like 3 different areas with doors that are now suddenly gone, 3 or 4, and those are the paths that lead to the bosses that you will need to beat to get their souls, so you can fill the Lord Vessel with the souls. I can offer souls to the Lord Vessel. It's a warpable vessel, and also I really like how like someone told an animator, hey, make the animation where you need to have Frampt eat the player, but from this position. So look how they do it.
Very well. As Kingseeker, I shall now
I like that he gives you this
the Lord's
speech while
successor
upside down.
in your next task. To achieve your fate, fill the vessel with powerful souls, commensurate to the great soul of Gwyn. Scarce few possess such brilliant souls. Grave Lord Nito, the Witch of Izalith, the 4 kings of New Londo, who inherited the shards of Gwyn's soul, and Lord Gwyn's former confidant.
There were actually 3 glimmering
All
doors
their
that
souls
opened,
are required to satiate
but there are 4
the Lord
souls,
vessel.
because the 4 kings of New Londo are not
Are
locked
you ready?
by the
We shall
Lord
return.
Vessel. That's a subtle
Stay
hint.
still for a
You
moment.
can go kill the 4 kings before getting the Lord Vessel. So look at this animation. Look, that's kind of good. They kind of like did good on that. Okay, how we can't make the head pivot far, so okay, they managed to make it happen. I really like that animation challenge. So yeah, like 3 doors, 4 souls, which means that the 4th soul you can get before this whole thing happens. There is a way to do it, and if you manage to get that soul before even getting the Lord Vessel, you get to talk to someone else and go to a very different path through the game, and that is neat. That's really, really neat that they managed to snuck in, and that's a really cool little detail that you can like notice at the point. Like, say, oh wow, you can actually totally sequence break this, and they reward you for it. Yeah, I agree, Olivia. That was kind of gross. I'm glad I don't really need to do this all that often. Okay, so now for the first time in the game, we have options. We have a lot of options. So we can go to the Grave Lord, who is in the catacombs. And having made Chariot, I'm familiar with catacombs. We have that tower we saw way up while we were in Orlando. Actually, we need to go there first. Yep, let's go back to Orlando. Because in that place there's a very special item we need to get, and that will give us access to a special place. Also, the Firekeepers have Firekeeper Souls, which are the only things that can boost your Estus Flask, so that it heals more. You can totally kill the Firekeepers and get their souls, but you need a Firekeeper to use another Firekeeper's soul to boost it. So it's kind of a, well, you need to leave one alive, so you can actually boost your flask. However, you don't really have to like be genocidal. You can just like, there are Firekeeper souls to be found. There's 5 of them in the game. You can find all of them and boost your flask without having to kill any Firekeeper. So we're coming up here to this nice little path, and let me see if you can see it from here. It's kind of hard to see, but maybe if I go back here, like look, like this is super gorgeous. Like this place is just amazing. It's kind of, oh, there it is. See that tower? That's where we're going. Any place you can see in this game, almost any place of note, you can get there. So now, previously there was a big wall of light, now there's not anymore. And hey, look who's here. What's up? The thing with this guy, though, or gal, the boar physically cannot go past this point. So I could just like whittle away. I wonder if I can still I don't think I can backstab him just because his butt is actually protected. The first one's butt didn't have armor on it. This one does. So... Ow. But this did a lot of damage, though. Dark Souls. Exploiting various quirks of the game for fun and profit, but mostly survival. Spoke. I will seriously never tire of just doing that. Finishing off enemies with a tiny hit from a tiny crossbow. Yes, it's a boring way to beat it. I agree, Amber. Always tell me puns. I love puns so much. And if you want help with puns, I can refer you to my second business, Puns for Hire, which is an actual business. I'm actually, like, running a business based on puns. So I can just, like, do this. I cannot open this bonfire. However, I can go here. Hey. Boar is great at charging, not so great at thinking laterally. And it gave me its helmet because that was the last of its kind. And when you defeat the last of its kind, you get what makes it special. Them's the rules. I don't make them up. I just benefit from them. There we go. Humanity. Yeah, this place has a lot of like small enemies in a closed space. This is gonna get interesting. I don't really want to go too far here, though. There's a special enemy I want to kill. Also, this is the area, well, not right now, but this is the place where you have to die to proceed. But you don't really have to die. You can totally do it without dying. You just need to be very careful and acrobatic. So I pull the lever, and I take one with me, and I can engage a little better. Divide and conquer any way you can. Yes, that's right, the dancing magic people, the summoners. They're summoners. Channelers. Sorry, channelers in this place. And they are a pain, and they do come back. Once killed. And I like the timing of the fact that like there's a slam and the second one is just slow enough to catch them once they get back up. I think there's another one here. Oh yeah, there. Poise. Poise is what makes me able to muscle through and keep attacking. So there's a Chandler over there. Nice. Okay. Now we have this golem that wasn't here in the original game. He was added in the DLC. Well, it was added in the DLC. They were added in the DLC. I don't want to make any presumptions about this golem. Weaker than the typical golem. At least for like how level this place is. Oh, I didn't see you. And now it gave me a broken pendant. Which is the item I wanted to get. This place is a bit high level. I'm not going to go any further. I really just wanted that item. Yes, Grace, elevator action indeed. How many times have I played Dark Souls through? That's a good question. I got it for PS3. I got it again for PC. I got it again. This is the second version I have, the Prepare to Die edition. Or did they just make one version for the PC? I forget. But no, that's right. Yeah, they made just one version for the PC. I got it on PS3. I got the DLC for PS3, and then when it came out on PC, I got the version for PC. I filled up the character roster on the PS3. This one, not so much, but I've moved between accounts and on the PC, so I would have to say like maybe like 20 or so. I'm beating this game out 20 times, I'd say. Throughout various characters and yeah, it's. I guess that's a good ballpark for it. I know this game a lot. I'm very familiar with it. Now I'm doing mental like map. I think this is where I want to go. So yeah, like when I was doing my very blind run on, yeah, this is where I need to go. When I was doing my like very blind run on Blacktown, like I played this game enough that like I could tell what an enemy was gonna do just by how the lock-on targeting on it moved. I could, okay, it's doing this animation, which is because the lock-on follows Tender of Mass. So it's doing this animation so I can block and do this, and it's sort of second nature. I really love this game. I've done a ton of different builds, tried out pretty much every, like I platinumed this game for the PS3. One of them was one of the times I beat the game was a Soul Level 1 run, which was nice. That was an interesting experience. That was really interesting. And for that run, I did the alternate path. I went to see the other serpent. And that's a really neat path. Oh, that's right. I got an ember.
Yes, this ember, I said. I'll be seeing you.
Okay, so where am I going? That's right, that's where I'm going. One thing I really love from a recent game, I completely forgot what the game was. is... Oh, I think it's Fallout 4. Whenever you skip dialogue, your character just goes, and it just skips it. And that little addition really makes it charming, because it really, like, kind of pulls you into the act of saying, like, yeah, no, keep going, yeah. No, I know, okay. And that just... It's a neat little touch. Ah, this place is cool. Oh, normally, coming here the first time, you could see the butterfly here. You could see that boss way before you could even encounter it. And that made it, like, all the more interesting once you actually got to the place where you could fight it. And that's really cool. I love it when games do that, when they, like, really let you anticipate an event without surprising. Like both are great. I think it's a good point to, like, get a healthy mix of, like, surprise and stuff like that. But I went completely the wrong place. Oh well. I'm a dummy. Yeah, Dark Souls might be the game I've played through more, like... Yeah, I think it's the game I beat the most. Because in terms of raw hours, it's probably... Like, it's hard to say. Maybe, like, WoW, or maybe, actually, what's the name? Yeah, Advance Wars Dual Strike. I've sunk hundreds of hours into that game. I loved it so much, I did everything you could possibly do in that game, and then I made special maps. Because there was a map creator. I made special maps that were, like, incredibly grueling challenges. Just to keep playing. God, I love that game. But Dark Souls is pretty high up there. Borderlands I've played a ton of, too. I really wish they'd make another Advance Wars, but it's the same company that does the Fire Emblems, and yeah, okay. I didn't really care, like, the last Advance Wars they did, it was weird because, like, I really liked that game, design-wise. However, I didn't really care for the story. So that was an interesting, like, dilemma of... Hold on, this is just getting... I have a ring. There we go. Let's get there. Also, there's a ladder here. I could just go up here and go meet the cartwheeling cast. I don't actually need to open up that door over there, but it's a really nice shortcut. So now I have the broken pendant, which is interesting because, like, it's kind of a callback to the pendant, which is an item you can get. I'm not sure if I have it. I might not have picked it, but it's an item that does literally nothing. It's the pendant. It's one of the starting gifts you can get, and it's really just, well, you can pick that if you want, just get nothing, get no use out of it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there's this thing here. So, to get this thing here, I had to come here, beat the Hydra, reload, come back here, beat the Golem, free Dusk of Ulasil, accept her offer, reload, go back, summon her, talk to her, and then that triggered the Golem in the Duke's Archives to now drop the broken pendant. I got the broken pendant and I came back here. This is how you access the DLC. You need to do everything here just to get access to what you paid for. And that's really neat. So, let's go. DLC area is really cool. It has some neat bosses, and you can just warp out of it if it's too hard, so I'm not too worried. Oh, hey! That big head was covered in eyes, by the way. In case it wasn't, like, immediately obvious. Okay, now I'm in the Sanctuary Garden. They're way kinder with bonfires here. And that's something you notice right off the bat. Like, I played vanilla Dark Souls. Vanilla Dark Souls is a rough experience because they tweaked this game through numerous patches, but like the original version was really harsh. Like, right now I have a ton of humanity. Normally you don't get humanities just in the original Dark Souls. You just wouldn't get it. There's lots of tiny details that were like really tougher, and that made for quite an interesting experience, but they made it more accessible throughout various updates, and I can appreciate that. I will always like appreciate nods given and attention given to accessibility. So we're just abducted, sent to this place, so let's see what awaits us on the other side of here. Actually, I know what awaits us. And it's really, it's not a fun, but you know what, I'm also going to switch to my, my Zweihander full time, because at this point, I'm pretty much good with it. Gonna leave the spot open for something else. Okay, so I'm gonna need something to help me against lightning. But I would also like regular stuff, so let's see what's good against lightning. That's actually always good against lightning, but I believe this is, yeah, this is pretty good. Lightning is the third one. Yeah, magic, fire, lightning. Can I wear anything? Can I wear anything? Yeah, you have that. It's better than nothing. What's 97.5 divided by 2? That's 40... It's not 46. It's a little under 46. No, a little under 49. So I think I'm good with that. Yep, that's pretty much good. Okay. And in the meantime, I'm going to switch my crossbow to the other hand so I can still defend. And how is Spider Shield? How are you against lightning? You're not great. This shield is good against lightning, crappy against everything else. Do I have all? Okay, well, Hovel's Great Shield is the greatest shield in the game. You need 50 strength to use it, but it will block anything. This might be my best bet, even though it's gonna really suck against everything else, though. I might just eat it with a wooden shield. Wooden shield isn't so bad, actually. I'm gonna take a chance. Okay. Let's go. First thing you see upon getting the DLC, hey, have a boss. Fight a manticore in water. That blows me over, and then he like dives and kills me. I can actually like cut off his tail too, if I can manage. Ow! That is a barrage of lightning that you can't see, but trust me, it's there. That tail is poisonous. Also, because at this point, right? Oh wow, yeah, instant poison too. So this boss is hard. That's the first thing you see upon entering the DLC. That's a neat concept you see in a lot of games, or in some very well-designed games, which I really appreciate. I'm actually going to... Yeah, I'm just going to switch up my items a bit. I'm going to keep the homeward bone because that's always useful, but I'm going to put on some anti-poison stuff. There we go. That's the concept of a threshold guardian, which means that if you if you ever done Black Rock Mountain, the raid in WoW, first encounter I believe is like two molten giants. That is a that is called a threshold guardian. This is the first challenge at the start. If you can't beat this challenge, you have no chance of beating what's beyond it. Like, it's artificially high, but it represents like some of the tougher challenges you'll find in the area. So, like, it's like this boss here is tough. If I get instantly killed and I can't beat it, no matter what I do, it's a sign like, hey, maybe you're under leveled for this place. Annoying. He is really annoying. It's a tough fight because you kind of have to get in close. Because at a distance he will just spit lightning at you and just not let up. And the lightning also, some of the big also I can't see the lightning, which is something. But also the lightning will sometimes explode and give like area so you can get like double hit. Alright, so let's do this. If it kept doing this, I could just like keep fighting. And it's super annoying how he keeps like jumping away. Yeah, let me hit you for once. I wonder if, like, some bosses will actually react to you healing. If that actually sets off some of their attacks. It certainly looks like it for some bosses. Yeah, you don't want to get hit with that. That was a lucky dodge. Also, enemies take more damage if you hit them while they are attacking. So that's a neat little, touch. That's a really dickish move, though. Like that. Hitting me with his big blast every time I heal. That's super annoying. Stop it. Really do not want to get hit by that. That is pretty much an instant kill. There we go. Alright. That was the Sanctuary Garden. And it means we're ready for the DLC. And now we are in the Sanctuary. And they straight up give you another bonfire, but this bonfire is the important one. And if I recall correctly, there's an item hidden somewhere in these nooks and crannies, in the alcoves. There it is. And hey there, Mushroom Lady.
Well, look at this one. From what faraway age hast thou come? Thy scent is very human indeed, but not intolerable. Ah, Princess Dusk's savior. Thine aura is precisely as she described. I thank thee deeply for rescuing Her Highness, but Princess Dusk is here no longer, snatched away by that horrifying primeval human.
So we saved the princess and now she's gone again. What a twist.
Once more play the savior.
Absolutely, I'll do
Thank
this.
you. I am Elizabeth, guardian of this sanctuary. Something of a godmother to Princess Dusk. I
Mushroom
shall
godmother.
assist thee to my utmost, for I am one with the sorceries of Urasil. Thou shalt see an abyss was begat of the night, but without doubt he will be swallowed by the... Indeed, still.
So yeah, this is a place where Artorias of legend actually came. This is kind of in the past, so it's a neat concept because you get to see like some of the areas of the game way before. And this is like contemporary to Artorias and the Four Knights, and so this is a neat little stuff. And she sells like the same magic that Dusk can sell you. That's a neat little touch.
May the flame...
Thank you, Elizabeth. Okay. So we got a cool new area here to explore. And hey, there's a bridge. And this place is kind of strange. Technically, this is an area well, I haven't been to yet, but this is part of the woods I didn't visit. But it's neat because you're kind of revisiting an area from the other side, because there's in the woods beyond the door I didn't open. There's a whole area and then a boss, and the boss is in that area over there. And here in the past, you're doing that entire area from the back to the front. So you're kind of doing it in the other way around, and it's the past. So the trees are different, everything is a little bit different. The erosion hasn't had as much of an effect So it's full of really, really neat little details. And there's this giant place in the distance. That is where we are going eventually. And also this place is completely filled with shortcuts. But there just aren't any right now. If I fall here, I die, so I'm not gonna go there. But there's a few like really quick paths around this place. I also completely forget where the items are because I haven't been here very often. But there are some like really, really tough enemies. So it's about managing where you're going and hopefully not fighting all of them. Because they're a handful. And I didn't boost that fire, so I don't have a lot of Estus. Estus management is a big deal in this game. And knowing how to skip certain events, certain parts, that is useful. Another little bridge. Oh, this one has a dragon on it. So that's cool. Incidentally, of course, we're gonna fight that dragon later. It's one of the harder bosses of the game, but I've done it on soul level 1, so I can probably do it on soul level like anything. Oh, hey, there's a little lizard. So, oh, hey there. Hey guys, this is the Abyss. This is the great devouring darkness that threatens the whole land. That's an enemy that kind of want to kill me. I would rather it not. And we're going to see how far it can follow me. You can give up any time now. We have like these gardening golems, which are kind of neat. We have that thing still following me. I really wish it didn't leave, but it doesn't seem like it wants to. Some of these guys are just like tending the trees, which is really cute. There's a body in the corner. If I grab what's on it, they will immediately get really, really cross with me. That's another bunch of enemies. They want to kill me. I would rather stay living. I'm being chased right now. I think people are chasing me. I'm not being chased. But you know, you believe what you want. Okay. So that was a really quick way to kind of get a shortcut going. That's another shortcut I will open up later. But my main goal was to get here. And hey, look. It's a person in a top hat and a trench coat.
Let me guess. Snatched by a shadowy limb and dragged off to the past.
Yep.
Yes, of course. Exactly what happened to me. We are both strangers in this strange land. But at least now there are two of us. Did you happen across Knight Artorias? The legendary Abyss Walker from the old tales? Well, if you haven't, it's just as well. He's a colorless sort, if you ask me.
We are also kind of a colorless sort. So I think we're going to be good. So yeah, he sells a bunch of cool stuff. He sells humanity, which is rare. Merchants who sell humanity are really freaking rare, and usually they're in limited supply. I'm going to buy some heavy bolts, because I'm running out.
So long.
And he kind of looks like a Bloodborne character, right? And you can totally get his equipment, so you can too look like a Bloodborne character. And this was made like a while before even Dark Souls 2, so I don't know. It's kind of maybe a sign that the Dark Souls devs kind of knew where they were going. But yeah, Chester, we don't know where Chester's from. Chester could literally be from Dark Souls if everything is connected, because he was just like sent to, like he was snatched from the future, so it could be any future. This could all be happening on the same world as Bloodborne. We don't know. So I'm kind of in bad shape, but I don't have any souls. So let's just fight the boss right now. Let's just end it on this to see how we can do this. Oh, absolutely. Sorry, yes, I will totally show you Chester, marvelous Chester, without the mod on, just so you can like get a good look. That is Chester, with like long crossbow bolts strapped to his full-on leather jacket, like leather leggings, leather everything. He's got a trench coat with a little rose on his lapel there. He has a top hat. That is a mask. That is, oh my god, look at me. Jesus, I'm terrifying. He totally has, like, that is a mask with his actual hair behind it. So he has like a perpetually grinning mask. So yeah, he's kind of a really nasty sort. He will invade you later on, and completely deny it afterwards too. So gonna have to kill him. So speaking of killing, let's face off against a boss I am totally not prepared to fight. But it's a cool boss, so let's see how this works. Nope, that's not the boss, this is the boss. So this is Knight Artorias from the legend. However, he has been kind of messed up by the Abyss. So it's the whole deal of, hey, here's a supreme badass that you've heard about throughout the game, and in items and everything, and one of the best swords in the game is his that you can craft from the boss soul, and now you get to fight him. But he's all messed up. One of his hands is broken. He doesn't have his shield, he just has his sword, which is kind of half broken. But he is still one of the hardest fights in the entire game. He is so like, he is such a big deal that even in this shape, he will destroy you. Nope. Stability is a really important thing if you're going to be blocking anything, because like at some point you're going to run out of stamina because his attacks come pretty fast. And that's always really bad, missing this one. Nope. So yeah, he's hard. He is really hard. He is not an easy boss to beat. And he's the first boss. He's the first boss of this area. So we kind of get back here. So I think that's going to do it for today. But I'm actually going to give it one more try. I'm going to boost this fire, give it a shot. You know, his his damage strength, my the best I can do. So let's see how that measures up. And yeah, like humanoid bosses are really fun in this game because they're not just like watch the pattern, do what you can, swing at the big mass. It's a duel. That's well put, Amber. Yeah, they're really like they're duels. And this fight is extra sad because he's a really good person who just got, you know, kind of messed up. I have a second monitor, so I'm often checking the chat over here. That's what I'm doing when I'm looking to the side. I also have TweetDeck running, so I can see what's happening. That's... There we go. Strange how coming out can make you really more social. Alright, let's do this. I could also summon, but nah, let's do this for real. Alright, Artie. When he swings his offhand, he's throwing like this shadow goop kind of stuff. Oh, and I managed to almost roll out of it. This fight gets intense to the point where you have to manage when you raise your shield and lower it, because when your shield is lowered, your stamina recharges quickly. Or at least faster. So you actually have to like lower your shield between hits, just so you have enough stamina to block the next one. And he's so agile, oh my god. Nope, dodge too quickly. That's on me. I would rather have not tanked that, but okay. Okay, he's buffed now. I couldn't snap him out of it. So now he's going to do extra damage. Oh wow, yeah, okay, he even blows through my shield when he's buffed. You kind of have to like hit him enough times. But that wasn't enough times. And yeah, he's like rolling all over the place. He's super agile. I think actually like throwing knives is best for that fight. Yeah, he's literally a legend in the game. By the time they put him in the game, Artorias, like his name was everywhere because, you know, his name is tied to a bunch of stuff in the game, of really, really good equipment. And, like, he literally has a grave at some point that you can visit and learn more about him. He's kind of a big deal. And that's something I really admire in games like this, like building up a character, building up someone before you actually meet them. So like you have high expectations. Oh hey, someone kindled the bonfire. Thank you. And do the time-honored strategy of sending back up the elevator. Give me just a moment. There we go, stuff is good.
Oh, think of anything.
Oh, that's right, like, oh, still alive, right? Yeah, he's such a, throwing knives. Okay.
So long.
So, I believe that the thing to do when Artorias starts charging is throw knives. I think it takes like, it's a number of hits thing. I think if it's like 3 knives, it's enough to like knock him out of it. So I'm gonna try that. Alright, one more try. He can also one-shot you right off the bat if you kind of mistime your defense, so that's always a fun part of fighting Artorias. Alright, got him. Nope. It's really hard to knock him out of it. Probably don't have the right thing for it. That's right, remember the handedness. If I dodge to my right, I'm gonna have an easier time because he's using his sword in his right hand. That hurts. The buff will run out at some point. That was a really bad move. Ah, again. Nope, knives a turn doing it. Yeah, that attack. That will really mess you up. I really thought I dodged that. my god. There, got him. Nope. That was pretty close, though. But yeah, like it's... Maybe I was just too far, but there's a certain amount of damage. If you can throw knives fast enough, you can catch him. So I think I got this. One more time, because that's a really good fight. That's I want to try to get it down, and it's almost 5. Yeah, okay. It is really heating up in this room right now. If you're ever like with me in a cold place, make me embarrassed or like make me play like a really hard part of a game, and I will become a furnace. Bye, Emmer. Yeah, I will be heading off in a few here, but this fight is so good, I want at least one more try. So yeah, just this one is the one, and if not, we'll break and start the next stream on that fight. So that's going to be cool. Gonna buy more knives from Mr. Knife. Oh my god, he's really the worst.
So long.
Alright, one more time. We got this. It's really a fight about, like, finding opportunities. When can you attack, when can you not? Oh, he did a third one. He very rarely does a third one. That was a surprise. Now we're both missing each other for a bit. That's cool. There we go. Just needs to be quick enough. That was a dumb thing that I did. I shouldn't have done that. That's right, he can get me with that second attack. That double swing of his. And that Mondo drop move. There we go. Thank you. That was a really nice time for me to heal. And you can totally see the knives in him too. That's really neat. Oh yeah. So that was Artorias. Ah. Thank you. That was a fun fight. That was a really hard fight. Oh my God. So yeah, that is the best of what Dark Souls has to offer. Really, really cool fights against fun characters and weaving, dodging, the jewel-like aspect. That is the best. That is like this. This is a really, really good game. Ah. All right. And now we get to go into the twisted remains of Uasil. Also, there's a little place I haven't gone to in the back here, but that'll be it for now. I think that's enough for today. Ah. So that was something. I'll take a shot for the next time. Whew. Thanks for being with me on this wild ride today, and hope to see you next time too, when we'll be going more into the DLC of Dark Souls, and still got a lot to explore. But it's such a fun game, and it's great to rediscover it in its colorless form. And it's pretty stylish too. I'm gonna take a while to relax now. So in the meantime, have a good weekend, have a good day. Keep on taking care of yourselves, because you are important. And in this great new year, let us keep making wonderful things together. Bye-bye.